Good afternoon, everyone. So now I have come up with a new lesson on research methodology, and this time it's about the research design. Research design is a very important one, and I'm telling you, whenever you are attempting any kind of research for your thesis or for your dissertation or any kind of research paper, you need to build up a research design proper way. Research design is nothing but a planning to make your research more and more systematic, authentic, and it should comprise all the elements of the research in a proper way. So whenever one has to give the definition of research design, what could be the definition? A research design is a logical and systematic plan prepared for directing a research study. Means if you have a proper research design in your um, in your research and you have done it very well, then you do not have any problem. So it's a kind of planning for a better research. This plan helps to specify the objectives. This one is an outline to specify the source and type of information. It's a blueprint that specifies the method which you have to adapt to collect and analyze the data. And it's a scheme defining the domain of generalizability. Means through the research design, what you can do, you can easily get all the points, put them in a proper way, then you put your arguments, why you have chosen this topic, why you have chosen this objective, what could be your research area, from where you have collected the sample, why this kind of technique is applicable, everything you have to put in a logical way. So before writing a proposal, when we have to make a research design, first of all, when you have completely identify or you have formulated the research problem or research topic for your research, then it's very important for you to make a research design, because when you done the research design, it helps you to write the research proposal in a proper way. Classification of the research design. First of all, I'm telling you, in last videos, I have discussed about different kinds of research like descriptive, explanatory, evolution, diagnostic. There are several types of research, and sometimes this research, whenever I have discussed about them, I have told you there's this differences are not just based on the one parameters. Like when I'm talking about the applied and the pure research, I'm talking about the scope of the study. When I'm talking about the cross-sectional and longitudinal research, I'm talking about the temporal aspect. How, what is the time span for your research? When I'm talking about the experimental research, I'm talking about the method which has been applied. So one thing you have to understand very well, that our research cannot be just one dimensional. One research, depending on its scope, depending on its method, depending on the research question, it should take different dimension of different types of research study. Okay, so that's why whenever you have to make a research design, it may be possible that your research design can comprise different kind of research together, like parameter for the classification, depending what you have to make the research design. First of all, what is the degree of the formulation of research? Means what is your research question? Is it why, how, or what is your question of your research? Do you asking that what is the, like suppose I am taking an example of women empowerment. If I'm asking about what is mean by the women empowerment throughout the study of feminism in India. So this could be a different type of research design. If it's come about why, then it will be descriptive one. How it's also be descriptive one. If it can be topical scope, means do you what kind of study, like what would be the, if it is a case study, or do you just analyze the data which has already been published. Then the research environment, do you have to go for the field study, or do you do the whole research in the laboratory? This is another thing. Then the time dimension, does it have do you have to do you attempt this research and the research will be done just on 1 year, or it will be a longitudinal study? Then the method of the data collection, do you go for the observation or do you go for the survey method? Manipulation of the variable under the study, does it experimental or post factor research? then the relation between the variables. So depending on this kind of parameters, you have to identify the research design. So one thing I'm just telling you, that's why we have seen this kind of research design. Whatever I have put in the type section, it means that sometimes like experimental, historical, and inferential. Experimental means my field settings. It is all it is this takes about, or it discuss about my field settings. What will be my field settings? I'm going for the experimental research. Then the historical, so I'm doing some evaluation research, and inferential also. So sometimes you have seen through the examples of the type which I have been put, you have seen that our research design cannot be just taken one type of research dimension. It could take in different kind of research dimension together. But in general, as because we are discussing, or we have already discussed about different kind of research studies, like different kinds of research, according to that, exploratory, descriptive, applied, fundamental, evolution, diagnostic, historical, this could be the research design, and you have to make it. So one thing I'm always telling, that no research is just only one type. Okay, depending on its scope, it could be a type. Depending on its methodology, it could belongs to different types. So there is a mix up of different research together, and nowadays we are all going, there is no just one type of research one can attempt. Nowadays we have to take dimension from different parts, and as because these things has been already categorized, so please, whenever you have to make a research design, or you have to address your research design in any platform, please make it very clear why you have attempted this research design, what kind of research questions you have, what is the research setting. So your research design should address your scope, your field settings, your data gathering tools, then the relationship between the variables. Should these parameters should be addressed through your research design. Now, importance of a research plan or research design is, I have already told you that without a research plan, suppose you are attempting a research, and suppose you are attempting a research on women empowerment, but you do not know what's your objective, you do not know what's your methodology, you do not know when you have to complete your work, you do not have any idea that from where you collect that data. So if you do not have any kind of idea for any kind of for your research, then it will be aimless, and you can't complete it within time. So it takes more time, sometimes it takes more cost. Like suppose one has a plan to do a research on 1 lakh sample size, and it will be a primary data. So you can think that it is very difficult for a person to visit 1 lakh peoples within 1 year or 2 years time, and they have to collect the data. So very prominent, like when you have to make your research design, please consider each and every factors. Otherwise research design actually helps you to make it systematic, to make it concise, to make it more and more focused, and it helps you to understand that which method I can apply to data gathering, which method I can apply for the analysis, and then how can I complete it within the time. So it makes your research, or it shows your research a proper path to be followed in future. Preparation of the research design. When we are preparing the research design, what kind of question we have to consider? First, what is the study about? So I'm talking about my research topic, or at a certain extent, then the what is the study means, so what is the scope of your research, what are the objectives, what are the methods, what are the tools, what are the techniques, what is the population size, what is the sample size, what kind of data is required, is it primary, secondary, what could be my time limit, how much cost is involved, and what is the limitation. So these are the questions before preparation of a research design, or before actually research design is nothing but a layout of your proposal. So these all points should be there in your proposal. Otherwise those people who are in the research advisory committee, it's very difficult for them to understand that yes, this person is absolutely ready to take up a new project, when he or she has a proper planning about the research technical side, and also the time factors and the financial one. Because in some cases you can take you are people can give you the grants, so it's very important for you that you have to also mention that what's your plan to utilize your grant with a proper time frame. So it's very important for someone to make a proper research design. Then content of a research plan or proposal, I'm telling you that it's the research design is the outer layer, or I could say the outline, of your research proposal. So what kind of points should be there? Here I have marked few of them in the bold, no, like in a bold letter. I have made few points in a bold, make it bold. But the thing is that these are the important factors which this point should be written in your research proposal. But there are few other parts also is there which is not bold, but this thing should be mentioned. I'll discuss it. First, content of a research plan. Suppose you are writing a research plan, first you have to write down the introduction. So what could be the introduction? I've seen that in lots of cases people written all about the research in the introduction. Do not do this. Introduction actually helps you to connect your research with a historical perspective. Suppose someone is taking a research on the agricultural problem of the agricultural labor, so that time they have to connect the problem of the research problem in context of the history, like in the history how the problem of the agricultural labors has been found, what is the what kind of things has been come up, what is the situation, like what history says about this issue. They have to put their idea in the introduction. Statement of the problem, this is very important. In few cases I have found that people sometimes write down the same thing in the introduction and the statement of the problem. No, statement of the problem is something else. Something else means in the statement of the problem you have to justify that you have taken the research and today's context this research has some kind of importance. So what I said, introduction is a historical perspective you have to discuss, and the statement of the problem you have to write down the core nature and importance of the research and why it is still relevant to be attempted. Then the problem will be addressed properly. Research problems means what kind of research I have taken up. So statement of the problem, actually there is a mistake. Statement of the problem, within that this number 3 point will be there. Then the next point will be review of literature. This one I have already discussed. So review of literature you have to done very well. Then in next point I have talking about the scope of the study, but the scope of the study sometimes this one is not a, when you are writing this one you do not have to put a different point. You can put this one into the objective of the study, because when you are talking about the objective of the study you have to mention that what could be the scope, what kind of can be your part, why you have attempted this research. So objective of the study, it's better to be written. But scope of the study, these things you have to plan before, like these things you must have to include in research design, but you do not have to write in your research proposal. So I am telling you research design is something which is a layout, and written the research proposal which you have to submit is the final output. Then the conceptual model. Conceptual model, I'm telling you this conceptual model, scope of the study, this one should be mentioned properly. But this conceptual model means suppose you are considering 2 or 3 variables. Why you are taking these variables? What is the relation between these variables? These things should be addressed properly. But you can discuss this conceptual model in the part of your statement of the problem, and also in methodology section you can put it. So you don't have to mention this one separately in your research proposal, but in your research design please consider this one very well, because whenever you have to, let's suppose I'm taking 2 variables to understand the condition of the agricultural labor. One is the socioeconomic index. Suppose I am preparing a HDI index, and then I am trying to understand suppose I am trying to and why I am preparing this HDI index is a very important question. Someone can ask me that why I am not attempting physical quality of life index. So this point, why I am attempting this index to analysis the present condition of the agricultural labor, this one should come under the conceptual model, where you have to mention why I'm taking these variables, what is the importance of these variables and this index. Next come to the point is the operational definition of the concept. This one is very important. Suppose you are taking a concept of the I'm talking about the socio-economic condition of agricultural labor. So first thing I'm telling you, in your research problem, on your research topic, or when you are formulating your research topic, you have put up so many words, like but these words you have to make it very clear. Like when I'm talking about the socio-economic condition, what is socio-economic, what is mean by the socio-economic, these things should be maintain or mentioned properly in your research plan. Like if I'm writing someone about the empowerment, empowerment is a vast concept. People are putting like millions of definitions are available, so you have to put up your arguments why you are considering this one, this concept, like which concept actually very much closer to your research problem. So here you have to give, if you've taken any kind of concepts, you are using any kinds of concepts, please, in the operational definition of concept, in this point you have to you have to briefly discuss about them. Okay, but this operational definition of the concept, it should be in the research design, but in the writing portion or when you're writing the research proposal, you can put this point in the statement of the problem section. So here it will be better. Next one is the significance of the study. So significance of the study, I have already told you that after the literature review, you get the research gap, and from there you have to signify. Then the geographical area and the reference period. Geographical area, sometimes in geographical research we are talking about the study area, so it's a normal thing for us and we have to mention it. And the reference period means what time span I'm taking. Like if I'm taking a longitudinal study, then what could be my time frame? If I'm taking a cross-sectional study, what would be my time frame? So time frame should be mentioned properly. And this too, like if someone wants to put the study area as a separate point, it would only can go for the geographical research. For rest of the parts of the social science research, this one would come under the methodology section. In the methodology section, please mention the sampling method. Is it a non-probability sampling or probability sampling? Then you mention tools to gather the data. Have you go for the survey? Have you collected it through the questionnaire? Is it an interview schedule? Please mention it and then go for the plan for analysis. Which statistical or which qualitative method you have used for analysis your data. And at the end, you have to mention the chapter scheme. Each of the chapter, what would be the sub points, what variables you have taken, what could be your methodology. So these things should be written properly, but in writing you just have to mention what is my chapter and what is the importance of your each chapter. Then come to the time budget. Please make it clear that, like suppose you have 4 years or 5 years in your hand or 3 years, in each 6 semester, like put 6 semester system, okay, like 6 month system semester, each within 6 months, what is your target, how you proceed. So these things will come under the time budget. And next to the financial budget, like for each section of your study, how much you have to pay, what is your available grant. So this kind of calculation should be there. So what I said, that suppose you are making a research plan, please include all these things in your mind, make a layout, but when you have to write down your research proposal, this the points which I have made bold, include them in your writing as a points. Okay, and in the methodology section, what I have said, few points will come under the statement of the problem which I have not made bold, and few will come under the methodology. So please be sure, but these things should be in your mind. Without that, a proper research design or plan cannot be done. Thank you so much. I think I have tried my best to clear your doubts regarding research design. But what I said, that before attempting or before trying to write a research proposal or to make a plan, please you go through. Already there are so many research like research thesis or dissertation is already available in the on online in online platform. Just go there, go through few of them, and then from there you formulate your own research design. And please, I just want to say, all of you subscribe my channel if you like my videos, and please comments, put your suggestion, questions regarding anything. If I can help you, I'll be very much happy. So with this note, thank you very much. I'll be come back with new session or new topic.